Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to Khan Global Studies. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, everyone, and wish you all a very happy new year. Good evening. So, I hope all of you are doing well. I hope that all of you are doing well, and I hope I am also properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. So I hope all of you are doing well and welcome to this year's current affairs. We are starting with the current affairs of 2026. So all of those students who are preparing for 2027 or 2026, now both of you have to pay attention to the daily current affairs sessions. If you are preparing for 2027 or somewhat in 2028 also, then now you have to be more attentive to the current affairs. Those who are in 2026, of course, you have to pay extra attention to everything. I think you all have been paying attention to the current affairs from the last 1 year. But now, especially for those who are for 2027 and 28, this is the beginning of your part. Like you thought another teacher. No, I am the same person. Aadhaar card verified. Okay. So I have to, like logged in using my Aadhaar card. I am same person. So welcome everyone, and in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss. The first topic which we are going to discuss is about climate resilient agriculture. The first topic is about the climate resilient agriculture. Second topic is with respect to environment, and the update is about the driest December. So this is the second topic which we will talk about. The third one is with respect to the CBAM. Like from today onward, there is official, not today, just like yesterday itself, from 1st of January 2026, the carbon border adjustment mechanism has come into effect. That is one thing which we will revise a bit. And then we will see about BRICS presidency of India 2026. This is the year when India will be heading the BRICS presidency once again. So this is one, these are the topics, and then we will discuss some prelims special current affairs article. We will also discuss some prelims special current affairs article. Sir, if we start our preparation for 2027, then can we complete? Yes, of course. Okay. Yes, of course, you can complete it. So, welcome to the session. Of course, you can complete. So, let's start. But first, we are going to start with some questions. First, we are going to start with some question. And there is this one question. We have discussed about Himalayas. We have discussed about Aravallis. So let's also talk about this Western Ghats. The question is this: if there were no Western Ghats, what could have been the impact on Indian climate? First is difference in the rainfall pattern of peninsular India. Difference in the vegetation pattern of peninsular India. No rivers in peninsular India. So which of the statements given above are correct? So here we are starting with this one part. Like we are seeing this question with respect to some of the previous classes which we have seen. Those who are attending for the first time, let me tell you, we have a classes from Monday to Friday. We have the classes from Monday to Friday. The time is from 5 to 6 p.m. Okay. And generally what we do is we solve 3-4 MCQs per day, plus we are reading about 5 to 6 different topics on daily basis. some prelims special, some from current affairs. So we are generally discussing 5 to 6 important articles from the current affairs on daily basis. So yes, what will be the answer? B option. B option is 1 and 2. B option here is 1 and 2, and if you look at this D option from Aditya also, D option. See, if we look at this, look at the third option. It says that no rivers in peninsular India. This would be a little bit extreme statement. Although Western Ghats are responsible for some of the major rivers, they are responsible for some of the major rivers, but at the same time, they are not the only source of rivers in peninsular India. So that's why this third option is a little bit extreme. First and second are correct. So answer here will be option number B. The second question, ammonium sulfate is the major pollutant responsible for poor air quality. It is released from burning of fossil fuels. It is released from burning of fossil fuels. Mamta, I think some of the classes of current affairs may already be there in November. Actually, in the month of November, from 10th of November to 25, I was on leave. So that's why you may not get many such current affairs sessions there in the month of November. B option, B option, C option. B option and C option. See, if you look at this, ammonium sulfate is the major pollutant responsible for poor air quality. This first statement is correct. But second is saying it is released from burning of fossil fuels. This one is incorrect statement. Why incorrect? You may have seen this one is a secondary pollutant. This is something which is a secondary pollutant. So it is not released directly. It is not released directly. It is formed due to reaction of ammonia and sulfate in the atmosphere. Ammonia and sulfate, which are there in the atmosphere, if they react with each other, that leads to the formation of ammonium sulfate. So that's why here this second statement is incorrect. The correct answer will be option number C. How many of them are considered as primary pollutants? Carbon monoxide, ozone, benzene, and sulfur dioxide. In the previous session, we have discussed about this one part also, that how many of them are called as primary pollutant. So tell me, how many of them are considered as primary pollutants? Of course, it is a major pollutant. You can see. B option, C option, A option, C option. Now, if we look at this, carbon monoxide is a primary pollutant, ozone is a secondary pollutant, benzene is a secondary pollutant, sulfur dioxide is a primary pollutant. So 1 and 4. These two are simply secondary pollutants. They are simply secondary pollutants. So that's why here the correct answer will be option number B, that is only 2. So here the correct answer will be option number B, that is only 2. So now we are going to start our discussion with respect to this one article, climate resilient agriculture. Climate resilient agriculture. So can you tell me what is the meaning of climate resilient agriculture? can you tell me what is the meaning of climate resilient agriculture? Anyone? What is the meaning of climate resilient agriculture? Climate resilient agriculture. What is the meaning of this climate resilient agriculture? This is one of the very common term which we generally see. Just a few seconds. So generally we see a lot about this one thing, climate resilient agriculture. So can you tell me what exactly is climate resilient agriculture? Any idea about this? Which can tolerate climate change, depends less on fertilizer, correct? It depends less on fertilizers and everything. Climate based agriculture. Okay. So yes, agriculture which is suited to or adapted to climate change. Agriculture which is suited to or adapted to climate change, that is basically climate resilient agriculture. Basically, this agriculture will remain productive. This is something which will remain productive and profitable and sustainable despite climate change. An agriculture which can remain productive, profitable and sustainable even in the light of climate change will be simply called to as climate resilient agriculture. Okay. So one which can tolerate, one which can adapt according to the climate change and everything. Even in the face of climate change, it can remain productive, sustainable, profitable. That is what we mean by climate resilient agriculture. Now here there is one simple thing. Why there is a demand, why there is a need of this climate resilient agriculture? Why do we need a climate resilient agriculture, especially in case of India? Why do we need it? The first thing is, like, if we look at the need for higher and more reliable farm productivity, we have around 1.5 billion people now. We have got 1.5 billion. This is the population of India. This is the population of India. We have these many mouths to feed. We have these many people to provide food for. So this is one part. Again, we see that like 50% of population, 50% of population, this is also dependent on agriculture. This is also dependent on agriculture. So when we are looking at their livelihood, also, then also focusing on agriculture remains one of the top priority. At the same time, when we look at this, 51% of net sown area is rain-fed. Rain-fed means it is dependent on the rainfall. This is something which is dependent on rainfall. This is something which is dependent on rainfall. So that's why we need to invest in climate resilient agriculture. First thing is the population factor, the population and the employment or dependence factor. Third is, how is our agriculture? Third is about the nature of our agriculture. At the same time, we also see that there is one thing very important, that some of the recent models, they suggest that the yield of the staple crops like rice could fall by 3 to 22%, and in worst case, this can decline by 30%. So there is a chance of decline of productivity. There are chances of declining productivity. So that's why we need to focus. That's why we need to move towards climate resilient agriculture. That is why there is a need, there is an urgent need to move towards climate resilient agriculture. Now, in this case, what are the steps which has been taken by Government of India? Like what steps we have taken? What steps we have taken with respect to the climate resilient agriculture? What steps has been taken by us? So look at this. First thing is drought resistant crops. You may have seen this, that in the recent times, government has been focusing on more and more cultivation of the millets. Millets have been given as the primacy. Millets have been given the primacy in the recent times. They have been called as Shri Anna. Shri Anna. So there is a focus on millets and drought tolerant rice. There is a focus on water conservation. We have one thing, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, per crop, per drop, more crop. Per drop, more crop. So there is a focus on drip irrigation and farm ponds. In last 1 year, you may have seen multiple such examples that in various districts of Rajasthan, there has been revival of this culture whereby the farmers are saving 5% of their land for rainwater harvesting. In various districts, we have seen the example last year in 2025 that in various parts of the country, especially in Rajasthan, farmers are allocating 5% of their land for rainwater harvesting. So that is also one thing which we have seen. Soil health management. So there is a focus on organic compost, green manure, agroforestry has been promoted, and weather advisories. In weather advisories, you can see the latest one, Bharat Forecast System. Bharat Forecast System. So IMD has launched this Bharat Forecast System. So this Bharat Forecast System is giving much more precise information with respect to weather updates. So these are some of the steps which has been taken by the Government of India for climate resilient agriculture. So I hope this one part is clear. What is climate resilient agriculture? Why this is required? I hope this first part is clear. What is climate resilient agriculture? Now tell me one thing. In the month of December, have any one of you seen rainfall? This year, in the month of December, has there been any rainfall in your locality? Like 2025 has passed by. So any one of you who have seen rain in the last 1 month, have you witnessed rainfall in last 1 month? No. Okay, so Raj Verma, from which state you are belonging to? 31st December. In Gujarat, there is raining. No rainfall in Bihar. In Mumbai, Maharashtra, there might have been some rainfall. Okay, good. No rainfall. So what we see that this is what the IMD is also saying, that in many parts of India, there has been no rainfall. In many parts of India, there has been no rainfall, and in fact, in case of Delhi, we see that there is actually no rainfall. There is actually no rainfall. So in the case of Delhi, there was rainfall last year in 2024, and prior to that also there have been rainfall in December month in Delhi. But this year there has not been a single day of rainfall in Delhi. There has not been a single day of rainfall in Delhi in this year. So what we see, the IMD is saying this. Now let's look at another part of it. We have an entire report of 2025. The land surface air temperature in 2025, it was 0.28 degrees Celsius higher. So temperature was, the annual temperature range, it was 0.28 degrees Celsius higher as compared to the previous, as compared to 1991 to 2020. Now, when we talk about 2024, that is the warmest year. Although 2024 has been the warmest year, in this 2024, the annual temperature was plus 0.65 degrees Celsius. Now what we see that the maximum temperature is also rising. The maximum temperature is also rising, and over the last 1 century, over the last 100 years, in last 100 years, what we see that temperature has increased by 0.68 degrees Celsius. So temperature has been increasing in India by 0.68 degrees Celsius in the last 100 years. Okay. So temperature has been increasing. And in recent times, it has been increasing more and more. So that is one thing. Like, we are getting more and more temperature now in case of India also. When we look at the rainfall pattern, you can see India has got its 5th driest December since 1901 with 69% below average rainfall. So in the month of December, throughout the country, there has been a deficiency of near about 70% of rainfall. 70% rainfall decline has been there. Then you will find that Delhi has got no rainfall. So what we see that in 2023 also, there was no rainfall, and at the same time in this year also, in 2025 also, there has been no rainfall. Now what we see, like from 2015 to 2025, in the last 10 years, there has been 8 times. What we see that 8 times there has been rainfall, and 2 times there has been no rainfall. There has been 2 times when there is no rainfall in case of Delhi. Now what we see that Central India, now look at this one very important part. Central India has got the lowest rainfall in more than 124 years. Okay. So you will find that in case of Central India, Madhya Pradesh and nearby regions, there has been no rainfall. Okay. It has been the driest. It has been the driest in 124 years. So this is one of the major part which we see, that even the eastern and northeastern regions, they have got their 6th lowest December showers. Means they have also been getting lesser amount of rainfall. So there are many parts of India which has been receiving no rainfall. Coastal areas of India do receive rainfall, like in case of Mumbai, in case of Chennai, in case of other states which are coastal in nature, they are receiving somewhat rainfall. But the inner parts of the country, the rainfall has been quite low. So we have just seen that what is the need of climate resilient agriculture. We have just seen that what is the need for climate resilient agriculture. This is the time of Rabi season. This is the time of Rabi season. And during the Rabi season, there is a requirement of moderate rainfall. There is a requirement of moderate rainfall. But what we see that in the month of December, there has been no rainfall. So the entire North India, which was looking for rainfall during this Rabi season, was devoid of it. So that is one of the factors which we can see from here. Now, why this was there? Like, what was the major factor which was responsible for this? There is one factor which is responsible for this, that is Madden-Julian oscillation. There is a very prominent factor called as Madden-Julian oscillation. So what is this Madden-Julian oscillation? This is an air circulation pattern. This is something which is an air circulation pattern. Where is this originating? Where is this present? This is at equator. This is something which is at equator. Now, what is its nature? It is oscillating. It is something which is oscillating and moving towards east. It is something which is moving towards east. This has a cycle. This is a cycle of 30 to 60 days. This is a cycle of 30 to 60 days. So what is the meaning here? Let me show it to you on a diagram. Look at this figure. Here we are talking about the Indian location. Like on this side, we have the presence of India. Here we have the presence of India in the upper portion. Now, if there is an upward rise of the current, if the air currents are rising over this, it means there is going to be rainfall in the parts of India, some portions of Africa and Southeast Asia. So if the Madden-Julian oscillation, if it is in active phase, if there is an active phase over Indian Ocean, if there is an active phase over the Indian Ocean, then we are going to get rainfall. If there is an active phase at the Indian Ocean, then we are going to get the rainfall. But there is another phase. Like when there is an active phase here, look at this Pacific. This is the location of the Pacific. So here it is inactive phase or suppressive phase or suppressive phase. So during suppressive phase, there is no rainfall. There is no rainfall here. So during the active phase, it brings rainfall. And when there is a rainfall over the Indian Ocean, at that time, there is no rainfall over the Pacific. Now, how it will move? Just see here. Just look at this one image. First, look at this one part. Look at this one part. Here we are having India. This is the portion of India. This is the active phase. This is the active phase. So it will be bringing rainfall. In case of Australia, there is no rainfall. There is no rainfall. Now see, after certain period, now here we have inactive. Now here we have the inactive phase. Now it has gone to part of Australia. So here it will find rainfall. Then again, it will move further east. So it will reach somewhere near South America. So when it is reaching South America, these regions will become dry. This region will become dry. And in this case, we will find rainfall. Then again, it will come here after a certain period of time. Then again, it will come here near the parts of Africa. It will cause rainfall in Africa. Then after rainfall in India. Then after rainfall in Australia. Then after rainfall in South America. So it is continuously moving eastward. It is continuously moving eastward. It has a cycle of around 30 to 60 days. So during the time of December 2025, there was an inactive phase of Madden-Julian oscillation over the Indian Ocean region. And since there was an inactive phase, there was no support from the seaside. There was no such formation of these clouds, and hence very dry season in India. So December has remained dry, and one of the major factors which was responsible behind is the unfavorable Madden-Julian phase, the inactive phase of Madden-Julian over the Indian Ocean. So I hope this one part is clear, why there has been no rainfall in case of Delhi or other regions in the part of December 2025. I hope this one part is clear. What is Madden-Julian oscillation? How does it cause rainfall? In case of January rainfall, it is caused due to western disturbances. In case of Delhi and the regions of northwestern Himalayas, there is going to be rainfall in the month of January and Feb. That is owing to the western disturbances. Yes, Shankar. If you are having difficulty in climate question, now these days it is quite easy. You will find that, like suppose when we are talking about Madden-Julian oscillation or any other oscillations, El Nino and La Nina, if you are having a particular problem in any topic, try to see some infographics or animated videos on that topic. Try to watch some animated videos on those topics. Nowadays, many such videos are there that will help you to understand the topics in a much more better manner. It is accompanied by the motion of the earth. It is simply following the motion of the earth. It is simply following the motion of the earth, Chandresh. Now, coming to the next article, carbon border adjustment mechanism. So there is this one thing which is going to be effective from 1st of January 2026. Okay. So can you tell me what is this? It is something which is going to be effective from 1st January 2026. So can you tell me what is this carbon border adjustment mechanism? Any idea about this? I think we have discussed it multiple times. What is carbon border adjustment mechanism? What is CBAM, carbon border adjustment mechanism? Europe. Yes, Europe has come with this. Okay. This is a part of Fit for 55 package. This is a part of Fit for 55 package. Basically, this is a tariff. This is a tariff or a tax on what? On goods from outside of for reduction in greenhouse gas emission and preventing carbon leakage. again the same thing, like in 17th and 18th century, in 17th and 18th century, Europe was saying this to the entire world, that you are not civilized. We are the civilized people. So we have taken a responsibility on us to civilize the entire world. And that's why we are like colonizing the entire world. We are colonizing the entire world so that we can make them civilized. Now, in the same manner, they are saying that the entire world is creating the pollution. Entire world is responsible for carbon emissions. And that's why we have a noble duty. We have a noble duty to prevent any such greenhouse gas emission, to prevent that carbon leakage. And hence we are going to impose a carbon border adjustment tax. So that is one thing. And now the second thing is to safeguard European industries. European industries. So they are saying this, that our industries are climate friendly. Our industries are climate friendly, or they are paying carbon taxes. Europe is saying that our industries are carbon friendly or environment friendly, and even if they are not, they are paying carbon tax. But the outsider industries are not paying carbon tax. Hence, we are imposing a type of carbon tax on any of the goods coming from those industries. So it is again a type of a tariff, a tax, which has been imposed by European Union on products which are coming from outside. Especially the sectors which are going to be impacted are iron, steel, cement, etc. So they are the ones which are going to be impacted because of this. Like if we talk about iron ore, steel products, iron and steel, aluminum and products, they are going to be impacted due to the carbon border adjustment mechanism. There is going to be somewhat impact on cement, fertilizer, hydrogen, etc. Okay. But there is like a smaller share. Now, when we talk about Europe, Europe is one of the major export destination of India. European Union is one of the major export destination of India. We have export worth $8.22 billion, $8.22 billion, on which this carbon border adjustment mechanism is going to be imposed. Okay. All our exports are not going to be impacted. Only this much of export is going to be impacted, which is going to Europe. So it's not that all the trade will be impacted. It's not that all our trade to European Union is going to be impacted. We are sending huge amount of goods to Europe, out of which goods whose value is around $8.22 billion, they are going to be impacted because of this carbon border adjustment mechanism. So this is one part. What is carbon border adjustment mechanism and how it is going to impact us? So this is if we talk about share of CBAM products in India's export, so there is around 11%. So 11% of our export, 11% of our export to European Union is going to be impacted. 11% of the export to European Union is going to be impacted because of this carbon border adjustment mechanism. So this is one thing. Carbon border adjustment mechanism, it has come into effect from 1st of January 2026, and it might have an impact on the Indian industries. That is the third topic. What is CBAM? Now coming to the fourth one, India is going to assume that India has already got the chairmanship of BRICS. Now tell me one thing. How many countries are there in BRICS? Like 5 countries, all of you know. 5 countries which you all of you know. But apart from these 5, how many other countries are there? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Apart from this, how many other countries are part of this BRICS? How many other countries are part of this BRICS? Yes, Vakil Rajak, this is the English class. Hindi class will start at 6 p.m. Hindi classes will start at 6 p.m. 11 countries, 10 countries. Now, this is a major fight. This is a major fight, that whether there are 10 countries or 11 countries. Eleven countries. So there is a controversy with respect to this one part. Now, if we look at this, there are 10 countries who are formally part of it. Like Russia is there, Brazil is there, India, China, South Africa. They are the founding ones. South Africa joined later. So they are permanent 5 parts of BRICS. Now 5 more members have joined: UAE, Ethiopia, Iran, Indonesia and Egypt. There is another country for which there is the controversy. The controversy is with respect to Saudi Arabia. Now see here, why this issue is there. Saudi Arabia decided that it wants to join the BRICS. It wants to join the BRICS. Everything was finalized. Each and everything was finalized that Saudi Arabia is going to become the part of BRICS countries. Everything was finalized. But then there was intervention from United States. Now Saudi Arabia has to maintain its relation with United States also. And at the same time, it has a relation with the BRICS countries also. And at the same time, there was another coincidence, and that coincidence was that from 2025 onwards, the US president is all-time favorite president of US, Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump is very much against the BRICS nation. Donald Trump is very much against the BRICS group. Saudi Arabia is like, it has joined the BRICS, but it has not approved it yet. So in many of the places, you will find that it is written that BRICS has got 11 nations. But when you look at the Indian side, in the PIB updates or the government updates, at many places, you will find that it is written there that BRICS is an association of 10 countries. In that 10 countries, you will find these members are there. There is one thing called as BRICS TV. There is one thing called as BRICS TV. BRICS TV. Now, this is the official media handle of BRICS nation. This is the official media handle of BRICS nation. So, according to that also, there are 10 official members of the BRICS as of now. And those 10 members are these members: UAE, Ethiopia, Iran, Indonesia and Egypt. So Saudi Arabia has neither confirmed nor rejected. It is just waiting for the right moment. It is just buying some more time. It is participating. It's not that Saudi Arabia is totally rejecting the BRICS. It is participating in its meetings. It is becoming a part of it, but has not formally said that we are part of the BRICS nation. So this is one thing, like 10 countries, they are part of it. There is one nation, Saudi Arabia, which is somewhat controversial. They have neither confirmed nor rejected. Yes, that 100% tariff threat might be applicable on them also, that we will impose 100% tariff threat on all nations who are party to BRICS. So that is why, and now see this one thing. On one hand, we are having issues with US, and now we have got the official chairmanship of BRICS also. So here we look at this. Now India has got the chair of BRICS. And this year, there might be a focus again on this one thing called as BRICS Pay. BRICS pay is a like very much contested topic. There is a challenge to the international regime of SWIFT. SWIFT is an international payment system. We have discussed it in our previous classes. SWIFT is an international payment system, and globally, US is dominating it. BRICS is providing for an alternative called as BRICS Pay. So now there is a contention with respect to that also. Now we will have to see that in 2026, how India is taking this opportunity of chairmanship of BRICS to consolidate its position with respect to Asia, with respect to US, with respect to Russia and other countries. Okay. It is like compartment in exam. Now, coming to some prelims specific articles, we have got some prelims specific articles also today. So, first article which we have is Pralay missiles. It is an indigenously developed solid propellant quasi-ballistic missile. Quasi-ballistic missile means it is using the trajectory of ballistic and then cruise missile. It is semi-ballistic, semi-cruise missile. It is capable of carrying multiple types of warhead against various targets. It is surface-to-surface missile. Payload capacity is 350 to 700 kilogram. Terminal speed is Mach 6.1. Okay. It is like having a range of 150 to 500 kilometer. So this is the Pralay missile which has been developed by India. In state PCS exams, you can expect a question on this. In CAPF exam also, you can expect a question on it. And if your luck favors, then in UPSC exam also, you can get a question on this. So Pralay, Agni 5 and BrahMos. These are the three major missile systems which has been in use in the last 1 year. So they will remain one of the major topics on which you can expect some questions from defense. When we talk about this, the second topic is Global AICT Index for 2025. It has been published by market research firm Counterpoint Research. It has been released by Counterpoint Research. It is a study of adoption of the use of AI in the largest 100 metropolitan areas in the world. So it has analyzed 5,000 initiatives in private and public sector. Bangalore from India has got the 26th position. So there is Delhi also, Kolkata also, Mumbai also, but from India, the 26th position is for Bangalore. And Singapore has got the top spot as world's leading AI city. So Singapore is the leading city in case of artificial intelligence. So this is Global AICT Index for 2025. This is a prelims special topic, PTS special topic where you can expect questions. So PTS special topics are here, Pralay missiles plus Global AICT Index for 2025. Now, one last question for you. There is this one last question for you. So you have to give the answer for this in the comment box. In the comment box, you have to give the answer for this. That consider the following rivers: Vamshadhara, Indravati, Pranhita and Pennar. Which of them are tributaries of Godavari river? So this is one question for which I expect your answer in the comment box. And one more thing, what is BRICS pay? In 2026, BRICS pay is going to be one of the very important topic. It is going to be one of the very important topic. So you should be aware about this. What is BRICS pay? So give me the answer of these two things in the comment box. Any question from your side? Any question from your side? So read about both of these topics. We are doing some questions regularly, some of the previous questions also. Okay. BRICS Pay is the alternative of Swift Pay. That is correct. But then I know Neelu, but it's not because of passion. It is because of compulsion. That's why I have to change this. Not only beard, hairs are also gone. That's why I'm having cap. Otherwise, I never put on cap. So, thank you everyone. Let's meet in tomorrow's session. In the next session. Today is Friday, I guess. Yes, today is Friday. So, we'll meet again on Monday. On Monday at 5 p.m., we will be meeting again and then we will discuss some more topics. Thank you everyone. Enjoy the weekend and all the best. Thank you.